Expedition 33 isn't just a game, it's an experience. A world where every note, every shadow, and every choice tells a story. From the quiet moments of reflection to battles that test courage and resolve, this journey explores loss, discovery, and the bonds that define us. Today we'll dive into the people who brought it to life, the characters who shaped the worlds, and the unforgettable landscapes and melodies that make it a masterpiece. While Expedition 33 marks its debut, the team's collective experience plans notable projects. They aim to blend fantasy with historical aesthetics. The game's success, selling over 4.4 million copies, is a testament to the dedication and vision. Now keep in mind, this moment forward, it will be spoilers about the game ending. So if you haven't beat it, I'd advise you to skip ahead or come back after you beat the game. Now the first character let's talk about is Gustave. Gustave begins at what seems to be the story's main character, but his journey reveals a man caught between fear and responsibility rather than glory. Once the expedition starts, you see he's happy to go along. Then, as the bearded man comes in and kills half the team, he's terrified. Even tries to kill himself until Loon says something to him, but he's quick to run away. Even when he was talking with Loon, he wanted to find Maelle and take her back to Lumière because he felt the world was too dangerous for her. But little did he know. And Maelle is his little sister that he adopted, him and his sister, because her parents Gamads. But Maelle brings out his protective Maelle. Maelle is quite literally and figuratively the soul of Expedition 33. Fragile yet broken, torn between the familiar world of Lumière and the strange, dangerous reality of the painter's world, she begins to explore. At just 16, she joins Expedition not out of duty, but to escape her life on the island and to find freedom and self-discovery. Like I said earlier, Gustave and his sister raised her. She always relied on Gustave as a guiding presence, father figure, big brother type relationship, who nurtured her curiosity and helped shape her resilience. But it's not fear of survival that defines Maelle's strength. It's her capacity to feel deeply, to respond with compassion even when the world fractures around her. Where others hesitate, she questions. Where others retreat, she steps forward, drawn by something she cannot fully explain. As the expedition unfolds, Maelle's bond with the pagan world deepens. Seems like everything responds to her present, as if her emotions bleed directly into the canvas. Where initially felt like a prison, to art transforms into a reflection of her soul, fragile, radiant, and alive. Her relationship with those around her add layers to the journey. She grapples with chaos and anger because of Rasmus and Alicia constantly following her, and her not understanding why. They're so intrigued by her presence until later in the game. She carries the weight of Gustave's death, which shatters her sense of safety but ignites a new courage within her. And in her ending, Maelle chooses to remain with the canvas rather than return to the real world. She reconstructs Lumière and brings back its inhabitants, including Gustave, Sophia, just about everybody else that passed away. And Verso is back too, but he's the only one who's unhappy because he's a memory that is left behind. Yet this decision comes across over time. He begins to deteriorate, showing signs of the same decline that claimed Alicia before her, who is her doppelganger or something. Quiet, positive Verso's recognizes the total realization within the canvas, a reminder that escapism and creation come with consequences. Maelle's journey is a meditation of identity, family, and the human cost of choices made in pursuit of freedom. She evolves from a searching orphan into the living embodiment of creation and consequences. A character whose beauty, pain, and resilience remain inseparable, and whose story lingers long after the expedition ends. Hence why it's still stuck with me today. Verso is another main character of the game. He's an important part to the story. He's also one of the most complex and compelling characters in the game. Introduced as a mysterious observer of the expedition, he is later revealed to be a painted mirror of the real Verso, the strange son of Rasmus, the bearded man from earlier, and brother to Alicia / Maelle and Clay, created within the canvas world by Aline after the real Verso's tragic death. He embodies the family grief and the desperate attempt to preserve what was lost. With Within this artificial realm, painted versions of families exist alongside him. Painted versions of his family exist alongside him. A living reflection of unresolved mourning and lingering love. At first, Verso appears aloof and detached, a figure shrouded in sorrow and quiet wisdom. But beneath the exterior lies a conflicted soul, wrestling with guilt, loss, and the moral weight of his choices. He's aware of his existence as a painted entity, and his greatest struggle becomes the decision to whether preserve the canvas, to keep his family alive in this artificial world, or to destroy it, allowing them to move on but erasing the world as he knows it. The tension drives his actions and places him at the center of the game's moral dilemmas. Verso's relationships define much of his emotional journey. With Maelle, whose true identity is Alicia, like I said before, he navigates the complexities of sibling bonds within a world suspended between reality and art. This shared history and mutual desire to untangle the canvas mysteries give depth to their connection, blending trust, frustration, and the weight of responsibility. His motivations are shaped by protection and a desperate wish to bring peace to the family, even when that requires confronting painful truths. Each interaction reflects the game's central themes of family, identity, and the consequences of grief. Now, in Verso's ending, he destroys the canvas, freeing the world from the painted illusions, but erasing all traces of the lives within it, including everybody on Lumière and the expeditioners you just spent countless hours with. In this ending, the Desandre family confronts their loss to begin to reconcile, leaving the painted figures, including Verso's rebellious into memory. Through him, Expedition 33 explores themes of sacrifice, burden of knowledge, and the great area of heroism. Verso's story is one of the sorrow and wisdom, love, regret, illustrating that even immortal guidance carries the weight of impossible choices, and that sometimes the right path can come at a great personal cost. Scale is the quiet strategist of the group, the ones who reads the rhythm beneath the chaos where the others might rush forward with emotional instinct. Scale observes, calculates, and adapts. Her strength isn't raw power, it's composure. In the group dynamic, she acts as her stabilizers, keeping tempers balanced and decision measured. And we see this a lot throughout the game, especially in camp. She's the one who translates uncertainty into clarity, helping the team sees not just what's in front of them, but what's coming next. And this is a small bit of it that can make you understand, because when they fight the Mask Keeper, and after you defeat it, the Mask Keeper put mask on everybody. Scale is the only one who isn't affected, because the mask represent her in a way.
Hurt me, because it is me.
She becomes a statement that logic alone can't lead, but when tempered with heart, it can guide everyone forward. Now, Loon, she embodies rhythm, not just musically, but emotionally. Her strength lies in how she feels everything, the fear, tension, and hope. She doesn't suppress emotions like Scale, she sounds it. While Scale provides structure, Loon provides the soul. Their dynamic works because she brings warmth to the logic and spontaneous to her control. She can sense when more is fading long before words are exchanged. Her role in the group isn't just it's transformation. She makes emotional weapon and empty a shield. And it's noted when you fight the dancing Exxon, she give everybody hallucination that she's the loved ones, and she picked up Loon, and then Loon punched her. That glorifies their connection in a way. Now, Loon and Scale are options that complete a whole. While Scale represents the mind, Loon represents the heart and soul. When united, they invited the very principle of Expedition 33 that neither intellect nor emotion alone can carry you through the rhythm of survival. Only balance of both can. And by the end of the game, they're better versions of themselves. Now, the final character I'll talk about in this video is Monaco. Monaco is the Expedition's wild card, part mentor, comic relief, and unorthodox strategist. Playful and irrelevant, he hides a fierce loyalty with a sharp mind on the team that courage and humor can go hand in hand. He's a Destro that Verso created when he was just a child. Beyond battle, Monaco adds depth, humor, and insight into the Destro concert and the world around them. That courage comes in many forms. His journey from a creation meant to console a lonely child to a key member of the expedition highlights themes of identity, purpose, and the complexity of both human and artificial life. So now that we're done talking about the characters, let's talk about the story. Even though Maelle and Verso, we will still talk about and how they connect in just a little bit, and I already told their endings, but I'll refresh it too. In a world painted with beauty and decay, there lies the city of Lumière, a surreal realm inspired by the elegance of the Belle Epoque. I believe I said that right. To my French viewers, if I didn't, let me know. Years ago, capitalism, known as the Faxer, severed the connection between Lumière and the rest of the world. Since then, people have lived in isolation, beneath the shadow of something far worse. Each year, a mysterious figure known as the Paintress appears before a massive monolith with a single brushstroke paints a new number. And when that number is revealed, everyone in Lumière whose age is at or above it simply vanishes, erased from existence in a moment of drifting flowers. This event is called the Gamage, and the number painted each layer grows smaller. Now it's 33, and I believe it's started since 100. I'm not sure on that, I just believe, because Verso's grave reads the late 1800s to the early 1900s. Believe it's 1895 to 1905 maybe. I could be wrong, but I'll show it in the video when I'm talking about this, but that's besides the point. Now, to stop the Paintress in this repeated cycle of losing everyone, people have sent expeditions beyond the city, teams of volunteers willing to risk everyone to confront the Paintress herself, but no one comes back. Now, a new group, Expedition 33, prepares to venture into the unknown, including some of the characters I mentioned before: Scale, Loon, Gustave, and Maelle. Their journey takes them across the remnants of a beautiful, broken world, uncovering the secrets of past expedition, truth behind the monolith, the hunting purpose of the Paintress arcs. Along the way, they'll face not only monsters and mysteries, but their own fears, regrets, and the ticking clock of mortality, because they only have a year before they Gamage. Expedition 33 isn't just about survival, it's what it means to live when time itself is slipping away. A story of creation and destruction, despair, defiance, and of those who still dare to hope, even when the last strokes of fate are painted. Now, remember how I said Maelle and Verso will come back to? So those two are brothers and sisters, rather figuratively or literally, because Verso isn't the real Verso and Maelle isn't the real Maelle, because this game takes place in Verso's canvas that his soul is stuck in, but the family, well, some members of the family want to keep it to have a reminder of Maelle, while other Resnar wants to get rid of it because the family has to move on. How did Verso die? Well, it was a fire at the manor. The manor that you first find Maelle in is the Cindre's family, and I find it quite purposeful that you find Maelle in Alicia room, because both of them are one and the same. Hints at that throughout the game, like every time Resnar and Maelle show up, it hints at that, but sometimes you don't catch the small detail until after the fact, but that's besides the point.
It's her fault, and she doesn't even know it, but you can't be here.
What are you talking about? What's my fault? What is this?
Now, Resnar, he's the father of both Verso and Maelle / Alicia, and he wants to destroy the campus, wants to stay immortal, hence why in the beginning of the game he killed all the expeditioners, even though in the end he just don't want to lose Alicia / Maelle. and he's made the neurons that you fight throughout the game. And they are an extension of the painter's will, bridging creation and consequence. By engineering these entities, he enforces the rules of the canvas while creating technical challenges for the expeditioners that intertwines every character's fate, the soul, and the journey. The narrative isn't about fighting enemies, it's about understanding connection, trust, and the threads that ties creators to its creations. Maelle emerges from the expedition forever saying, stronger, wiser, and ready to carry for the courage and compassion of those who came before her. Gustave's guidance for so centuries of knowledge and the bonds forged with Shell, Loon, and Monaco are covenants in a moment of reflection and growth. The story of Expedition 33. So now we done talked about the characters, development, and story. Let's talk about what also makes this game great, and that's the music and environments all throughout the game. Sanfall created such a beautiful world, and even the environment and music throughout the game tells a story. In Expedition 33, the world is more than a backdrop. It's a living memory. For instance, Lumière is a city glows with faded elegance. Its once golden streets now watching the soft haze of the decades throughout the years in the failed expeditions. Every alley hums with a history of long forgotten. Every reflection in the rain carries the echoes of something once beautiful. Beyond the sea, the world opens like a canvas left after weather painted over and worn by time. Each location tells its own story of love and loss, a beauty clinging to what's left. The architect speaks in whispers, cathedrals crack but still standing proud, bridges leading nowhere, stairways that fade into mist. It's surreal, fragile, and strangely hopeful. Even in ruin, the world refuses to stop being art. Matching the beautiful environments comes along the beautiful sounds that matches the tone of that environment. The heartbeat of this wicked canvas can have the most beautiful orchestras going, best violins stringing. That's even how they're called. The piano keys keying. I don't even know if that's how it goes, but every instrument plays a crucial role in the music throughout the game. Even in the fights, the high-paced movement of the boss fights, most notably the Axon fights. Those fights are hard, in the music that plays while you're playing that.
Careful, Verso.
Like I said, in battle, the rhythm just becomes motion. Attack flows in harmony, each class swinging like a note in an unfinished symphony. Together, the sound and scenery breathe all within one. It's come together as one, turning every step, glance, every breath into part of something greater. A world where even the end of creation sounds beautiful. I can't get over how beautiful this game is. As I played it on a smaller Xbox Series, I think that's the S, I don't know. But who cares? It's still beautiful. And thank you for Sanfall Interactive for creating such a beautiful world and game. Because this game will possibly win Game of the Year. And I'm just here to tell you about it. If you haven't played Expedition 33, you should go play it. It's an amazing game, amazing story. It looks amazing. It's beautiful, sound amazing. And that's it. That's it for this video. Let me know in the comments what part of Expedition 33 was your favorite. Was it the music, the characters? Was it characters you hated? And so on and so forth. I'm out. Thanks for watching this video. Y'all be safe and peace.